Got us a team one together with Arcano as a big old Fury Warrior, Flesh Crafting. We got us as Braun, we got us as Demon Hunter, literally just a simple name. We got us as Worf as well as Jesus. Lots of melee, lots of plater boys over in Team 1 together with Team Fire Element 2. With G-Fuck on that team, we got us as KLL Jr. as well. As Polymix in the back, we got Archie. We got so many casters, and it's going to be a first one, an Outlaw Rogue with a killing spree. I haven't seen an Outlaw Rogue run killing spree in quite a while. Gonna be that sap opener, chip shot opener, Demon Hunter. Does he go for the big go? It looks like he's gonna take it a little slow into disarm on the Demon Hunter, trying to take it slow and steady. Gonna be that Ventir as Demon Hunter trying to see if Ventir could work, but KL with a quick swift cloak of shadows just stops all that magic damage from Demon Hunter. That is the one disadvantage of Demon Hunter, but he goes for a meta, which applies another metamorphosis onto Kal-El. If he goes for an I-beam, he can extend that Sinful Brand a little bit longer onto Kal-El. Looks like he's able to. Gonna be a quick interrupt by Kal-El though. And he's got himself that magic shield. Big damage on the team, and I think this man's going to be down for the count. He needs a little bit of healing. Doesn't be able to take down the Rogue, but the Rogue is going to spike him once, twice, taking him out. And down goes the DH. That is the one big disadvantage of that Sinful Brand, because Kal-El not only burned a cloak for that, but he also got himself a magic defense trinket, being added in the patch 9.2 Season 3 of PTR, which is going to be live very, very soon, Tuesday, Wednesday reset. And then season starts, I think, like a week or two after the patch begins. It's gonna go full Fleshcraft. Kal-El not going for that interrupt, is opening up on a warrior with a disarm right after, doing dirty just like he did with that Demon Hunter. Just taking his sweet time, just seeing the melee. Cheap shotting him, disarming him, kidney shotting them, and that's going to be disarmed by the warrior Kal-El with a massive leap away. Going to be that warrior leap with a charge, as Kal-El can't really do much. It's going to be popping off a thick evasion, so Arcano is going to be have a lot of his spells dodged for quite a while. He has a lot of damage, lots of potential. He does have reckless abandon, kidney shot onto Arcano. It was very, very DR. Kal-El is going to go for a vanish as he goes for sees the trinket on Arcano. Arcano does pop in Rage Regeneration, trying to get himself a little bit of healing off of the Rogue. The Rogue is going to be able to step away. Kal-El getting opened up on, or rather Arcano getting opened up on cheap shot, disarm again, and Rogue most likely has a kidney shot to follow. Got himself a roll of the bones, killing spree right after. Arcano, there's an opportunity for him to maybe get some damage in, is going to try to go for a fear onto Kal-El. Gets the trinket out of the Rogue with a disarm to follow. The Rogue, I think, might be just out in the open for a little bit. Grapple hook away with a leap by the word. Could be a blind on Kal-El. Arcano needs a bit of health recovery or find a way to stun the Rogue. Does not roll Stormbolt. And I think rolling Stormbolt in duels might not be a bad idea at all. With Jesus going to be up next as an unholy death that try to see if you can make it only work. I wonder if we'll be seeing any tier set uses out of this guy. It's still very up in the air. Which classes are going to use tier sets? Which specs are going to use the tier sets, or are going to go full versatility gear? With Sap onto Jesus, it's going to be Ghoul trying to see if he can maybe get a bite out of Kal-El, but not able to. That Ghoul control is something a Holy Death Knights need to do, especially if the Rogue is right in your face. Flash Captain right in front of you, at least deny him that stealth opener. Deny him the cheap shot. As Kal-El trying to build in a lot of comp points, Jesus is going to go for a root. It's going to walk away from him. AMS up. It's got himself a grippy hand. That's going to be that disarm as the Death Knight is going to be limited on the stuff you can do without a weapon. He's going to get a stun into Kal-El as he pops himself magic trinket, but the physical damage, it just blasts him through. These pets are absolutely just dominating, and now Kal-El going to jump into vanish as he had like 1 health. How did this Rogue survive that go? He just had the biggest go for an Holy Death Knight. That was so much physical damage, massive burst. He just lined up everything. And Kal-El survived it barely. Like, it literally one of those ghouls crit. If one of those ghouls' abilities crit, Kal-El wouldn't have been able to get a vanish off. That would have been enough damn. As the Death Knight, I think, picked up the eye. That's going to be a spike onto that pet, actually, which is going to give Kal-El fair more comp points than before. Big kill spree onto the Death Knight. Jesus is going to have to use everything he can in order to survive this. Kal-El does pop that magic reduction shield, which is going to reduce a lot of the magic damage he takes. Jesus is going to be playing the tier set. He just summoned a freebie ghoul, so he is playing the tier set. He is playing that execute. He is getting random Soul Reapers, so you could empower the pets with Soul Reaper as well. It's interesting. I wonder if that ghoul is going to end up making big value damage. I wonder how much damage that ghoul does overall by itself. as he's just trying to set up some damage onto the rogue. He needs to make sure he gets a couple fast rings on there before he goes in for the big go. Blind onto the Death Knight, but the rogue is slowed with a pet after him. The rogue is actually under quite a bit of pressure with the dots in the pet that actually could be the end of him. He might just die to the pet by himself. Khalel, unless he's careful, kidney shot onto the pet, try to stay away from it. Abomination on the other side, I think it might be over. One more swing from the A-bomb and it's gone. Vanish for the rogue is going to get himself a sit pick up. Death and Decay does not get him out of stealth, but the rogue I think is still dotted. And the Death that is on his trail, the rogue is going to end up grappling away, is able to escape the clutches of a Death Knight once more. 7 minutes, 24% dampen, 7 minutes and 15% dampener as we're heading into that 8-minute duel, boys. Little by little, Khalel is able to get himself a reset. Full flush got Marilyn Soulbite, so he recovered a ton of health. The Death that is going to deny the rogue a stealth. Let's get some of the chain of ice down into the rogue. Khalel trinkets out of it with a disarm onto Jesus. Is going to be trinket with a kidney shot by the rogue onto the Death Knight, locking him down, spiking him down. Gonna be Jesus going in for a bomb limb. No vanish for this rogue this time around, so you better have a defensive. It's gonna be a big grippy hand. The Army of the Dead just get to join in. The Death that is under ton of pressure at no health whatsoever. Try to stay away from Khalel. Try to keep the range damage rolling without letting the rogue hit him. Sacrifice the pet for a second, gripping the rogue in just away from Pillar. Get a shot onto Jesus. Does the rogue take him out? Could be anyone's game. It's gonna be the rogue taking him out. No! Oh my god! This rogue, man. This guy is just dueling these boys. One-on-one, mana, and so far it's been able to survive it. Let's go, boys. Bruin with the flesh cut popping and a re-stealth as Khalel waiting out for him. And the rogue at least is able to avoid the feral with the AoE. Oh my god, dude. I'm actually so I came close at the end. That was actually way too close. Does not pick up the eye. He's next to the rogue. He knows he's there. If he just AoEs him out, he'll be able to get it. Khalel does go for the blade flurry of his own just to make sure the feral doesn't get a resell. Gonna be that full feral burst bleeds are rolling onto Khalel. He is gonna have a lot of this bleed damage on him from Berserk. Just trying to stay away from the feral. Needs an evasion right now in order to avoid any more physical damage. Bash by the feral, and I think the kitty cat is gonna have him downed. Blind to the cat, does go for a bite. Khalel with the vanish. Wait, this rogue does not escape this, does he? That's a full. He got a flesh craft off as soon as he went for a. Oh my goodness. Now you gotta find a way to keep the feral in combat. Khalel needs to recover a little bit of health, but he also should try to keep the feral in combat. Bruin better be super fast. At this point, I feel like you should just pick up one of the eyes. This rogue is kind of having to lick his wounds. He's having to go for a bit of a reset. This is where you go in and pounce. Does not have advantage for it. Should be able to see the feral in front of him. Pistol shot should get him out of south. That is actually better for maybe the rogue to deny the feral the opener. Evasion immediate for Khalel, as Bruin is not going to be able to get any of his bleeds into the rogue. Get a shot. Bruin with a bark. That's not going to be enough though. Khalel seeing that Frenzied Ranger try to heal, and the Frenzied Ranger got nerfed. Interrupt on the Cyclone. Bruin, does he have Flush Cup in bear form? If you have Flush Cup, you might be able to make someone work Flush Cup thing up. Try to see if he can catch up as Rogue just slicing and dicing through that shield. Killing Spirit to follow. Just kind of porting all over the place. Bruin maybe can finally go for some damage of his own. Trying to get himself a heal. Get a shot by the Rogue yet again. No trick it out of it before the Feral. It's going to be Bruin super low in health. Into a Cyclone. Almost gets it. Oh, and Khalel does end up spiking the Feral down. And it's going to be War of last one as a Fury Warrior charging out immediate disarm and trying to deny Khalel and a reset. Quick fear onto the Rogue. And the Warrior does go in for the charge with a big Blaze Storm playing that Torment Kicks legendary. It's going to be Khalel jumping at stealth in a vanish. And Worf is looking out for him. He's going to hit the Kevin Slime. So you got nothing else to hit right now. He's just going to generate any kind of resources off that thing. Was that Wreck or was that just with Tormented Kings? That was Wreck. So you're wrecked and torment and blade stormed. Unless this man is not running blade storm and that was just wrecked with random blade storm on top of it. Hard to tell what he's playing. I guess we'll see like a dragon shout here in a second if there is banner up. As he's trying to see if he can banner down the Rogue. Gonna be the evasion as the Rogue has fast cooldown reduction on that evasion. The big defensive for all these melee with a kid shot onto Worf. As just trying to see if he can somehow punch the Rogue defenses here. A quick disarm. The Warrior does back up out of the Khalel. He's trying to see if he can pressure the assault here. Warrior charges back in, getting a bit of resources. Still using all the rage offensively. That's going to be a free wreck for the Warrior for just a second. Getting those procs with crushing blows. Khalel's health does dip down fairly low. Waiting until he gets another kidney shot. Waiting until he gets another disarm. And Worf is kind of struggling here. He needs more healing. He has that Kevin Slime to at least do a bit of healing off of 46% dampening. Not going to let him do much. Trick it out of Worf as he pops himself wreck. back. Kal-El with that killing spree trying to stay on top of the warrior. It looks like Warv is gonna end up taking him out. Oh my goodness. Well, the rogue needed to be shut down at some point or another, right, boys? He needed to be shut down at some point. Into a quick root onto Warv. Reflect back into Fire Element. Fire Element is going to be able to get some Power Blast into Warv, and I think it's over for Warv unless he gets interrupted. Trying to Flesh Cap to keep himself running, and that's going to be Fire Element blasting him out with a Power Blast at the end. That rogue went ham, you're right. That rogue went so ham, dude. Yo, Outlaw might be that dueling spec, man, for 1v1s. You got constant evasion. At least against melee, you got that constant evasion. You're just so slippery. You got that vanish so you can reset constantly. Short blind, range in your melee attacks. Bro, it's just so much.